Erev Tov Rabotai, we are continuing with our Mishna Yomi Masechet Bava Metzia. We are up to Perek Dal Mishnah Hey. Today's Mishnayot should be Le'elu Nishmat Neria ben Svetlana Ranbai V'Eliyahu ben Burcha Israelov Chana ben Miriam Sason ben Raya and Yoshua ben Shifra Menuchatam beGan Eden Amen and Avdi ben Chaim Lechaim v'Derefua Shelemav Daniel Shalom ben Rosa betoch Shach Olei Israel and Achlama Merav Binyamin Od Sion Chai ben Dvorah. In the times of the Mishnah, coins were made of precious metals, and their value was based on their weight. Therefore, even though the coins had a certain value when they were minted, they were actually worth less when they got worn down from use. This Mishnah discusses how much a coin can be worn down and still be used in the market at its minted value without concern for price fraud. A person paying with a worn down seller coin for something costing a seller is actually giving less than a seller. He is therefore cheating the seller. To understand the rulings of this Mishnah, it's necessary to know the coinage of in the times of the Mishnah. The largest coin in general use was a sela. A sela is worth 4 dinars, and a dinar is 6 ma'az. A ma'az is 2 pundions, and a pundion is 2 isars. Therefore, there are 24 ma'az in a sela, or 48 pundions, or 96 isars. And there is a diagram for this in the article elucidated in the notes for this Mishnah. So the Mishnah begins, Kama tiyeh sela achasira v'lo yeh ba'ona. How much can a seller coin be missing, meaning be worn down, and not be a problem of onav price fraud if it is used at its minted value? Rabbi Meir says, Arba isarin, it can be missing up to 4 isars. Isar dinar, which is 1 isar for each dinar in the seller, meaning it can be missing up to 1/24th of the weight of the seller. 1 isar is 1/24th of a dinar. Since there are 4 dinars in a seller, 4 isars are 1/24th of a seller. So if a seller has lost up to 1/24th of its weight, it may still be used at its minted value of a seller. If it has lost a full 24th of its weight, the owner may no longer spend it as a full seller, since he would then be cheating the person who was paying. Although the amount considered to be onah in the case of merchandise is 1/6, that's because people are willing to overlook price differences smaller than a 1/6. With coins, however, people are more particular and are not willing to overlook even a difference of 1/24th. This is the Gemara on page 52a in Metzia, the view of Abaye. Rabbi Yehuda says, Arba'a pundionot, it can be missing up to 4 fundionot, pundion dinar, which is 1 pundion for each dinar in the seller, or up to 1/12th of the weight of a seller. A pundion is 1/12th of the dinar, so 4 pundions are 1/12th of a seller. If a seller has lost up to 1/12th of its weight, it may still be used at its minted value of a seller. If it has lost a full 12th of its weight, the owner may no longer spend it as a full seller. Rabbi Shimon says, Shmone pundionot, it can be missing up to 8 pundionot, Shne pundionot, the dinar, which is 2 pundionot for each dinar in the seller, or up to 1/6th of the weight. According to Rabbi Shimon, just as a 6 is considered the measure of onah with regard to merchandise in Mishnah 3, so too it is considered the measure of onah with regard to worn out coins. And the Mishnah has presented 3 opinions with regard to how much a seller can be missing and still be used at its minted value. The same ratios would apply to other coins as well. And the Rav does tell us that Alayev follows the opinion of Rabbi Shimon that it is just as a 6 is considered the measure of onah with regard to merchandise, so too it is the measure of onah with regard to worn out coins. So 1/6. And that is then of Mishnah Hey. Now again, Mishnah Hey taught that when a coin is too worn down, it may no longer be used at face value. Doing so is considered onah, price fraud. Therefore, if a person receives such a coin in a transaction, he can give it back and demand a different one. Our Mishnah Vav discusses how much time he has to give it back. Ad matay mutar lachzir, until when may he give back a worn coin and demand a new one in its place? Bakirakim, in the big cities. Ad kidesh yar'el shulchani, until enough time has passed to show the coin to a money changer who can evaluate how much it has worn down. Most people cannot evaluate this, therefore we must give him enough time to show it to a professional money changer, not just to a relative, as with ordinary merchandise in Mishnah 3. Ubakfarim, and in the villages where there are no money changers, Adar v'Shabbatot, he has until Friday when he must buy food for Shabbat. He will then see whether the sellers accept the coin at face value. Now the rule we have just learned is the law. The Mishnah now teaches that it is proper for a pious person to go beyond the letter of the law. If the person who gave the worn coin recognizes it as the one he gave, Then even after 12 months have passed, he should accept it back from him and replace it with a newer coin. However, if he refuses to do so, the person who received the coin has only a complaint against him, but he has no legal claim because it is his own fault that he did not give the coin back during the time allowed. Although it's not proper to hold a grievance against a fellow Jew, like we see in Vayikra chapter 19 verse 18, in this case he may, since it's proper for the person who gave him the worn down coin to replace it. Now, Maaser Sheni, the second tithe, we know produce grown in Eretz Yisrael is subject to a number of obligations. One of these is Maaser Sheni, the second tithe, which must be separated from the crop and be eaten in Jerusalem, as says in Dvarim, chapter 14, verses 22 through 27. So again, Maaser Sheni, the second tithe, must be eaten in Jerusalem. A person living outside of Jerusalem may redeem his Maaser Sheni with money and bring the money to Jerusalem, where he uses it to buy food that he eats there. However, the sanctity of Maaser Sheni can be transferred only to a minted coin, as it says in Masechet Maaser Sheni, chapter 1, Mishnah 2. The Mishnah addresses whether the worn down coin under discussion is still considered a minted coin for this purpose. The Mishnah is talking about coins that are so worn down that a person who received them as payment would have the right to give them back. V'notna l'shmaaser sheni, one can give the worn down coin to maaser sheni, meaning one may transfer sanctity of maaser sheni onto it. V'no choshesh, he need not be concerned that it is not considered minted anymore. Sheno ela nefesh ra, because anyone refusing to treat it as a coin is just being mean-spirited. Although people do not want to take the worn down coin at its face value, it is still a coin worth its current weight. Anyone who refuses to accept it as a coin at this lower value is just being mean and stingy. It may therefore be used for redemption of maaser sheni according to its current value. And that is the Rabotai of today's Mishna Yomi. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen v'amen.